Hey guys, happy new week of school. It's good to see you today. So fifth graders, let's just talk briefly about distance learning. Hey, what have we been talking about, with our Lego thing, right? Piece by piece, step by step. Kind of hard to think about going into distance learning again, at least for me. And but it's the hand we're dealt, so we got to do it. A couple things to tell you about distance learning for orchestra, because I know fifth graders, you weren't here with orchestra last year, but you're still going to get a video from me. You're going to get one private Google Meet lesson every other week with me, and I'll explain that next week how you sign up. It's 10 minutes, goes really fast. It's actually, you're not gonna believe how much progress you make. It's just me and you on a Google Meet, and you'll play a little bit, I'll talk a little bit, and I'll be doing them right here at school. But what I want to tell you is during distance learning, we're gonna do like fun things, one thing a week, like with prizes. Like that's always good, right? With prizes to kind of, bring a little bit of joy. So one day we might have a trivia. One day we might do Kahoot. Sometimes we do like scavenger hunts in the house. But there's always one fun activity during distance learning. And it just, to bring a little joy. Nothing to do with orchestra. Everything to do with, life and making a smile. So also, I want you to know that during all of this, what matters most to me is not how good you're getting on your fiddle, but that you're doing okay. That you're doing okay. So just remember that, right? It's not about this. It's about who we are as people. Okay. Hey, the people who I saw this week in Google Meets and here in the orchestra room at the middle school, excellent work. Our big goal of the week was adding our fingers while we play. So up until now, right, we've just been playing open strings, right? Make a T on your D in lane 3. This week, our goal is to do what? Add our fingers. So if you look on the screen right now, it's like when your mom or dad, grandma, grandpa make a recipe. They don't make a recipe. When they make a meal, they follow a recipe. They want to get it just right. And for us, when we add our fingers, we have a recipe. Look at it on the screen right now. Here it is. Say it with me. Air, pluck, pluck, air, bow, bow. Say it, go. Air, pluck, pluck, air, bow, bow. So we're going to start by playing these 4 notes. G, G, F, F, E, E, D, D. Step number 1 is to air pluck. Basically, guys, air pluck is like you're mentally playing it. Take your pointer, point to the screen right now, point to the upper left-hand part of the screen, and I want you to say this with me. Here we go. Point and say, oh, stop, come back. Where are you? Oh, there you are. We are going to, as you point to it in your mind, I want you to imagine how many fingers down you know for your G. A G, oh, by the way, we should have done that first. Everyone look at your instrument. How many tapes do you have? 3 tapes, right? The tape closest to the ceiling, that's your E, F, and G. It goes in alphabetical order. Look at that. A, B, C, D. What's after D in the alphabet? E, F, G. Say it 3 times with me. E, F, G. 2 more times. E, F, G. 1 more time. E, F, G. So as you point and say it, in your mind, you're going to think, okay, I'm doing a G, so all my fingers have to be on my 3rd tape. And then I'm on my F, and then I'm on my E. Cellos, it goes 4, 3, 1. Violins, violas, it goes 3, 2, 1. It's kind of a review from last week. Okay, so now look on the screen again. Point to the upper left-hand corner, let's say the notes. And as you say it, you imagine what tape your fingers need to be on. Ready and point and mental thing. G, G. Now go to the 2nd tape and F, F. Now I go to my 1st tape. It's an E, E, E. This is mental playing. It's really important. D, D. What's step number 2? Look at the screen. What's step number 2? Pluck. We just air plucked it, which is like mental pluck. Step number 2 is pluck it for real. So let's go. Guitar position. Cellos get 4 fingers on the tape. Violin and violas get 3 fingers on the tape. Here we go. Ready, pluck 2 notes. Let's go. G, G. Now you lift and you go to next tape. F, F. Now 1st finger right on the tape. E, E, open D, no fingers down and pluck. D, D. Great. Step number 1, mental pluck, air pluck. Step number 2, pluck. We just did it. What's step number 3? Air bow. We talked about it last week. Let's reinforce it. It's when you grab your bowl and a little bit of Casey's coffee because it's early on a Saturday. And you hold your bowl up in the air. I put some peppermint in me coffee today. It was pretty good. Yeah. Look over here, guys. It's all ready to go. Do you see it? We have the spices came yesterday. The apple cider's in me trunk. And so next week at school, remember, we're doing apple cider during orchestra. so it'll be moderately fun. Okay, air bow. So your bow is straight up in the air. Get all your fingers down on your D string. You're going to move your bow and your fingers at the same time. This helps with coordination, okay? Here we go. Bow in the air, air bow, and your fingers are here. Ready, air bow, and say the notes. Ready, and G, G. Now you go to F, a shark, F, shark. You move your fingers and your bows in the air. E, E. Now open D, no fingers down. D, D. Excellent. Step 1, air pluck. Mental pluck. Step 2, pluck. Step 3, air bow, which is like a mental bow, and it's mostly for coordination. Finally, what's the 4th step? Pluck it for real. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't play much in public anymore, but when I'm playing a piece that's tricky, I still air bow. A lot of my friends who play, you see musicians, they're going like this. We still air bow because it helps the brain. It helps. Some of us were talking in school. You ever been in a basketball game, football game, hockey game, and the coach calls a timeout and all our players are around on the bench and he or she takes out a clipboard and he starts designing the play right there. Now, do they go back on the court and practice it? Nope. They're on the bench. The coach is drawing up the plan. Where are the players practicing it? They're doing it in their mind. Guys, mental practice, I can't encourage it enough. Now let's play it for real. So you guys have been really good now at, bowing 4 Ds. But now we're going to move our fingers down. So finally, we're going to play it for real. Get all your fingers down on your D string. Cello 4 on D, violin and viola 3 on D. And we're going to bow this for real. Here we go. Moving your fingers and your bow at the same time. Ready, bow it for real. Let's go. G, G. Now lift and go to F, a shark, F, shark. Now booger 1 and here we go. E, E. Open D and do it again. D, D. I'm going to go grab a cello and violin, violas you still play, but now I'm going to play it on the cello so they get to hear it. Okay, here we go. Cello's ready. You got 4 fingers down right on the tape. You're making a T on your D. Violin and violas join us. Here we go. Ready, we are bowing double G. Go. G, G. Lift and go to F, a sharp. F, sharp. Bow is straight and not an elbow bend. E, E. Open D, no fingers down. D. To be great, we bow straight. We talked about this in class, and I will probably keep saying this to you for the next several weeks, months of orchestra. Remember the whole magnet analogy? Your fingers, listen to this. Watch this on the screen real quick. Do you hear that? Do you hear how the magnet just snaps on the string? When that magnet's on the whiteboard, it's making total contact with the board. When we have our fingers down, guys, our fingers are in total contact with the string. Do you see that? They're not light. They're like really in. If your fingers aren't in total contact with the string, you're going to get toned kind of like they sound like in Bemidji. Listen to this. Do you hear that? We want Moorhead tone. So what we have to do, in fact, let's do it the wrong way, all right? Let's do it the Green Bay Packer way, okay? Sit your fingers on your D string, all of them, and they're going to be there very light. Do you hear that? That's an annoying sound. Try it again. Why are we getting this sound? Because our fingers aren't sinking in. Ready? Now let's sink in our fingers all the way. Here we go. Now we're going to get Moorhead tone. Let's go to the F sharp, the Moorhead way, sinking in. Ready, and. Then first finger and sinking in. Open D, no fingers, and. Violin, violas. Several of us this week, and I didn't mention it, we're going to talk more about it this next week in school, but when we play, we can't look like this. Do you see this? Look at your wrist. It has to be like this. Nice and flat. There should be room in here for like a little hamster to live. Bad, good. Bad, good. So can you kind of fix that on your own? I'll help you at school, but we got to fix that. Okay, would you please open thy book? Please open thy book to the page 14 and 15. Get a pencil. I'll pause it if you need to. We're on page 14 and 15. All right, here's what we're going to do. Look at song 43 on the top of page 15. Mozart melody. Underline it. Underline it. Then right after it, write in the word Twinkle Twinkle. This is Twinkle Twinkle. My hope for you, all of us, is that before we go to Thanksgiving break and before we go to distance learning, that all of us have this song memorized. We got 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and I believe we're going to do it. Second line, I'm going to tell you the notes of the second line, not the first line. You see how there's these 3 lines of music? Go to your second line. I'm going to tell you the notes, and I want you to write it in. I'll go moderately slow. Ready? It's kind of like how the Vikings started the season, and the Gophers are still playing that way. Oh. Ready, and here's the second line. Is your pencil ready to go? A. The next 2 notes are G. The next 2 notes, F, E, sh. I'll say that again. A. Ready, and you write it in. This is the second line of 43. A. Then it's a G, F, E. Go on. The next 7 notes are exactly the same. Ready, go. A, then it's a G, then it's a F, E. Write that in. Your goal this week is to memorize that second line. Memorize that second line of Twinkle Twinkle. Because nothing would make me happier, or your parents, or your grandparents, or whoever you live with, that during Thanksgiving at some point, I'm going to be sending you a link next week, and you're going to get your fiddle set up, and you're going to have your iPhone or your Google Chromebook or whatever you have, and you're going to push a button, and there's going to be a fancy orchestra behind you, and you're going to be able to play Twinkle Twinkle for your mom and dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa. Whether it's over Skype, or I guess Skype isn't a thing now, but, over Zoom or whatever it's called. Okay, guys, that's our lesson for the week. Please know how thankful I am with the progress you're making. And I think I told some of you on Friday when we found out we're going to distance learning, some of you heard from other people. And one class said, Mr. Cole, are you sad? Yeah, I'm sad. But you know what? We don't have a choice, right? And so we know we're just in the middle of the game, guys. This isn't how the game ends. We know we're just in the middle of the game. And I know that when we're on the other side of this, we're going to win. Right? We're from Moorhead, right? We're tough people, and we're going to pull through. And along the way, we're going to encourage other people, right? People encourage us, but during this time when, we're all a little, we encourage other people. That's just how we roll in our city, in our school, in this classroom. We help others, right? We love our neighbor, and we wear our seatbelt. So it's good to see you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.